Hey there, Sean Terry here, Flip2Freedom.com. All right, so here's the question. What do you do with a property that does not fit in your typical wheelhouse? It's a horse property, it's a lot or a land, or it's a property that is out on the outskirts, it's in a rural area. What do you do with those type of deals? Now, in our Monday morning meeting, we had that question on a deal that came in. And basically it was a horse property over an acre in the middle of nowhere. And we was like, what do we do with this? Now, first off, when that question comes up, the first thing I think about is who is my buyer, right? Who's going to be my buyer for this deal? It's going to jump on it and close within 7 days. That means it has to be a smoking deal. So who's my buyer? Well, we got three type of buyers. We got a buyer that's going to do a fix and flip. We got a buyer that's going to do a buy and hold rental, and we got a retail buyer, right? So, and we typically don't sell a lot of properties to retail buyers. So, three different buyers that we could typically sell the property, could jump on it. Well, who's going to jump on that type of deal, right? So it's not going to be a buy and a fix and flipper because there's no comps, there's nothing around it, it's the middle of nowhere. Right? It's not going to be a buy and hold person because they're going to buy and hold the property, and the price point that they wanted on it wouldn't be able to cash flow, it'd be hard to find tenants in there. Or our only choice is a retail buyer, which is essentially a long shot. So basically the best advice I told him on what to do with this lead and what to do with this deal when talking to the seller, I said, listen, our goal is to add value, as much value to the appointment as possible or to the phone conversation as possible, to the person as possible. And we do that by giving them the best, honest advice we can. And the best honest advice in this situation would be, listen, this is out of our wheelhouse. Now, our wheelhouse in Phoenix is 3-bed, 2-bath, under $250,000 in a subdivision with lots of comps, right? If you have something like that, we can sell it all day long. So with this situation, I'd say to the seller, and this lady for an example, and say, listen, this is not our typical investment style property that meets our criteria. It's more of an anomaly. And in that situation, I would highly recommend that you list the property with an agent, put it out to the market, and try to find a retail buyer for the property. Now, if you don't want to go down that road, if you don't want to list it and don't fix up the property, and you do want to go from an investment standpoint, then what we're going to offer on this property is X. And then you give them X. Now, X, this is the big thing right here. X is literally 40% of what Zillow is. 40% of what Zillow is, because the only thing that's going to move that property, the only thing is going to be price. It has to be such a smoking deal to someone where they're willing to jump on it and close in 7 days. So that's the only thing that's going to move that property is price. So you got to be at like 40% of Zillow, or ARV before someone will be able to jump on that property. So in those type of situations, we have to offer low. So we have to basically pre-frame it with the seller, and give them the best advice, which is list it. But, oh, by the way, if you want to sell it without a realtor, then this is where our number is going to be. And here's why: because it's not our typical investment, the risk is incredibly high. And that's the situation. So that's how you deal. And we get tons of leads that are all on the outskirts or weird type of properties. If it's a weird outskirt type of property, 40% of sale is your number, and you got to pre-frame it with a seller and make sure you understand that you're adding value to the appointment in any way possible. So, tip for the day, take care. God bless.